The book Face Your Fears by David F. Tolin is an extremely in-depth study of the nature of anxiety and a practical guide to overcoming various forms of fear. The book offers a comprehensive approach that combines cognitive behavioral therapy and a behavioral perspective to help readers overcome their anxiety problems. The author begins with the basic idea that people become anxious because of their beliefs and thoughts about certain objects and situations. It is important to understand that these beliefs do not always equate to real dangers, but are often distorted and unrealistic. Tolin points out how these kinds of distorted beliefs can show up in everyday life, where people worry about small things and focus on the bad outcome of situations. The book reveals how the cognitive process involves attention, interpretation, and memory, and how distorted beliefs arise from problems in one or more of these domains. An example of a distorted representation such as fear of public speaking illustrates how a distorted interpretation and negative attention can lead to a whole chain reaction of fear. Example of a distorted representation: fear of public speaking, grow into fear of having stage fright. Fear of stage fright grow into fear of others laughing at us. Fear of others laughing at us grow into fear of our social life being curtailed. The behavioral perspective is then addressed, emphasizing that the only way to overcome fear is to stop avoiding situations that cause anxiety. Gradual exposure to fearful situations, one step at a time, is key to overcoming fears. Tolin encourages readers to face their fears, as this leads to a gradual reduction in the brain's response to fear. It is pointed out that fear is often the result of false ideas that become reality. Fear equals false evidence appearing real. It is explained that people are not burdened by things themselves, but by their perspective on them. The example of catastrophizing and black and white thinking illustrates how excessive negative thinking contributes to fear. Catastrophizing example: if I make a mistake, I will embarrass myself to death in front of others. Making an elephant out of a fly. We have to ask ourselves what will happen or what will be the result if the worst happens, and how will we live then? This is how we get rid of fear. In the conclusion of the book, it is emphasized that the measure of success in overcoming fear is having fewer problems than before. It is important to understand that progress in overcoming fears is not always immediately apparent and that persistence is key. By taking a positive approach to facing fears and gradual exposure, readers can achieve long-term relief and change their attitude towards life.